At the beginning of the drama, we see Mr. Feng, the chairman of Go Group. He is seen standing in front of the funeral of his biological son and daughter-in-law, along with his adopted son, Jing Zhan. So, according to the police report, his son's death was due to a car accident. But Mr. Feng still asked Jing Zhan to continue a private investigation because he believed it wasn't an accident, it was murder. Now, Mr. Feng asks Jing Zhan to attend the opera annual appreciation ceremony that night on his behalf as he trusts him deeply. In the next scene, we see the grand ceremony. Our hero, Jing Zhan, makes a powerful entrance. His personality is striking and confident. Despite his young age, he has already achieved great success. Everyone believes Mr. Feng will make Jing Zhan the next heir of Go Group. However, rumors also spread that Mr. Feng's long-lost granddaughter has returned. People start gossiping. Maybe the chairman will give everything to his granddaughter instead? And if that happens, what will be Jing Zhan's reaction? After all, he must have been waiting to inherit it all. Jing Zhan's speech had just ended when Mr. Feng made a surprising announcement, introducing his granddaughter and our female lead, Chao Yan. She enters gracefully and greets Jing Zhan, calling him uncle. At that moment, the story flashes back to 1 month earlier. Chao Yan used to live in Germany with her parents. Her dream was to become a violinist, but fate had something else planned for her, something she could never have imagined. Her best friend, Mao, always supported her. Chao Yan was confident that she would win today's music competition. After that, her parents called to tell her they'd be late because of a car issue, but they'd reach soon. Meanwhile, we see Borgsen, Jing Zhan. His eyes notice Chao Yan for the first time, though she doesn't see him. A few moments later, Chao Yan receives another call from her father saying their car has been repaired and they're on the way. Suddenly, she hears a loud crashing sound. A car accident. Her parents' car had hit a pole violently. Chao Yan runs toward the accident site, forgetting everything about her competition. A huge crowd had already gathered. Then, a stranger presses a button inside the car, and the car bursts into flames. Seeing this, Chao Yan collapses on the ground, unconscious. The next day, Chao Yan wakes up at home with Mao beside her. She's completely shattered. She never imagined losing her parents so suddenly and so painfully. Just then, her grandfather, Mr. Feng, arrives, meeting his granddaughter after many years. It was the first time Chao Yan had ever seen him. Later, when she comes to collect her father's belongings, she finds an on-house model among them and wonders what it means. Suddenly, she feels like someone is following her. As she turns around, a man attacks her and steals that model before running away. In the next scene, Chao Yan wakes up on her bed. Mao asks her if she's okay. Chao Yan quickly checks her bag. Everything is there. Money, cards, etc., except the all-house model. Now she's sure. The man wasn't just a thief, he came only to steal that model. This must be connected to her father's enemies. When she meets her grandfather again, she learns the real reason why her parents had separated from him. Mr. Feng had never approved of her parents' marriage. Her father had gone against him, married Chao Yan's mother, and completely cut ties with the family. Now, Mr. Feng wishes for Chao Yan to come live with him again. But Chao Yan refuses, saying, "If my father didn't want me to return here, and he never even mentioned you, then there must be a reason behind it." That night, Chao Yan sits alone, looking at her parents' photo, crying silently. Deep down, she feels their deaths weren't accidental. They were murdered. She vows to uncover the truth. So, with Mao's help, Chao Yan begins her mission. She remembers that the man who attacked her had a scar on his hand, and that house model must be the key. A letter she finds points toward one name, her adopted uncle, Jing Zhan. She searches his background and learns that Mr. Feng adopted him at the age of 7. He was once a poor orphan, but has now become a ruthless and ambitious man. Rumors say he might have even had a hand in his brother and sister-in-law's deaths, just to take over the company. Determined, Chao Yan decides to go back to her grandfather's house, pretending to live there, but secretly investigating Jing Zhan. If she finds that model in his room, it would prove he's the killer. Back to the present. At the ceremony, Mr. Feng warmly introduces Chao Yan to everyone as his granddaughter and the future heir of the Go Group. The event ends, and he takes Chao Yan home. As the butler shows her around, Chao Yan teasingly asks Jing Zhan, "Have we met before?" He replies calmly, "Not at all. Why do you think that?" He then expresses regret, saying, "If only we had brought you here earlier, maybe your parents wouldn't have died the way they were killed." He takes off his coat and gently places it on her shoulders, saying, "It's cold here. Take care if you're staying." Chao Yan answers firmly, "Of course. This is my home now." Then the butler reminds Jing Zhan that Mr. Feng is waiting for him in the Then he going to show Chao Yan room. Then he also warns Chao Yan not to enter Jing Zhan's room. He doesn't like anyone disturbing his space. In the study, Jing-John congratulates Mr. Feng for finding his granddaughter. Mr. Feng says emotionally, "Now, only Chao Yan is my blood relative in this world. After all these years, I want to give her everything." Hearing this, Jing-John feels hurt. He asks, "Then what am I to you?" Mr. Feng coldly replies, "You're just my adopted son. And now, you'll also be responsible for Chao Yan's safety. Take care of her and manage the company matters as well." Jing-John quietly leaves the room. Meanwhile, Chao Yan sneaks into his room, looking for the house model. She finds a locked drawer and takes a photo of it, thinking it might need a password. Suddenly, she hears footsteps. Jing-John has returned. Angry and frustrated, he punches the mirror, and Chao Yan accidentally screams. He opens the wardrobe and finds her hiding there. He asks sharply, "What are you doing here?" Chao Yan nervously replies, "I got lost. The house is too big." But Jing-John isn't fooled. He suspects Chao Yan has come to the Feng family with some hidden motive. Chao Yan tries to calm the situation, saying softly, "I have no one left in this world except you and Grandpa. My parents are gone. I just needed a place to belong. Grandpa wanted me to come back. That's why I'm here." Chao Yan tells Jing-John calmly, "Don't doubt me so much. What other connection could I possibly have here?" But deep inside, she still wanted to confirm something, whether Hikais was the same man she saw that night. So, pretending to treat his wound, she tries to look at his hand, to check for that scar. At first, Jing-John refuses to let her touch it, but when she threatens to tell Grandpa, he finally agrees, and that's when Chao Yan was confirms. The same scar is right there, exactly where she had seen it before when she fainted that night. Now she's sure. Jing-John must be the one who stole the house model, and it must still be somewhere in his room. Her suspicion grows stronger. She decides, "I'll come back here, find that model, and tell Grandpa the truth. What kind of man he really is. He shouldn't trust him anymore." Next day, at the company, Jing-John is seen in a furious mood. He scolds Mr. Wang for submitting a wrong report. Another director, Mr. Chen, one of the company's founders, sides with Wang, which angers Jing-John even more. Most people in the company are against him. No one truly understands him. They're all jealous. Some even blame him for his brother and sister-in-law's deaths, believing he killed them just to seize the company. At home, Chao Yan looks at her father's birthday photo and suddenly realizes something. There's no birthday photo of Uncle Jing here. Doesn't he celebrate his birthday? Grandpa explains gently. He's an orphan. He doesn't even know when he was born, so he never celebrates his birthday. Not even I know his real birth date. Meanwhile, the company's director, Jing-John's close friend, encourages him not to lose hope. She tells him that even though everyone's against him, she will always support him. She often takes care of company matters for him as well. Later that evening, when Jing-John returns home, he finds Chao Yan and Grandpa playing a game together. Chao Yan invites him to join in, but her real purpose is to find out the poor password to his locker through this game. As the game ends, she laughs and says, "Wow, that's never happened before." During their conversation, Chao Yan mentions the house model to Grandpa and tells him it was stolen. Grandpa sighs and explains, "That model was given to your father by your grandmother. Through it, he was also entitled to 10% of the company's shares. And now, since you're the only child left in our family, those shares belong to you." Hearing this, Chao Yan's suspicion grows deeper. She thinks, so Jing-John must have stolen that model to claim the shares for himself. That night, Jing-John lies awake, remembering the day Grandpa brought him home for the first time. He was so happy then. Finally, he had a home and a family. As he opens the bathroom door, he finds Chao Yan standing there with a birthday cake. He's surprised. "What's all this?" Chao Yan smiles and says, "It's your birthday, right? I came to celebrate. We're family, after all." She had secretly found out that the day Grandpa adopted Jing-John was the day he was brought into the Feng family, and she decided to celebrate that as his birthday. Meanwhile, she offers him some wine, but Jing-John pulls her closer and asks seriously, "Don't you doubt me, like everyone else does? Don't you think I killed your parents just to take over the company?" Chao Yan replies softly, "No, we're family. Why would you do something like that?" But secretly, she had mixed something in the wine. As soon as Jing-John drinks it, he falls unconscious. Chao Yan rushes to his locker and tries the password she had cleverly figured out. It only needs his fingerprint now, so she reaches out to use his hand, but suddenly, Jing-John opens his eyes. He had only pretended to drink the wine. He stands up and unlocks the locker himself. "I knew it," he says coldly. "You came to this house with a purpose. You think I stole that model, right? But you're wrong." He opens the locker, and to her shock, the same house model is inside, but it has his name engraved on it. Jing-John explains, "Every member of the Go family is given one of these house models. It's a family tradition." Chao Yan stands frozen, realizing Jing-John didn't steal her father's model after all. But she still can't bring herself to trust him completely. She silently vows, "I'll find out the truth, no matter what." Next day, during breakfast, Chao Yan sits beside Grandpa, while Jingjan quietly eats from the other side. They keep having small arguments at the table. Later, she offers to drop him off as an excuse to plant a tracker sockets in his car, so she can monitor where he goes. Her plan works perfectly. After that, she discovers he's going to a chakri private club. Disguising herself as a waitress, Chao Yan sneaks into the room he often books and installs a hidden camera. But Jingjan spots her and starts following. Chao Yan quickly hugs a random man nearby, pretending to know him to avoid suspicion. When Jingjan leaves, she runs out as fast as she can. Later, while Jingjan is in a meeting with shareholders, Grandpa overhears part of their conversation. He starts doubting him too, thinking Jingjan might be secretly making deals behind his back. Chao Yan takes advantage of this moment and tells Grandpa, "You shouldn't trust him anymore. Let me handle everything. I'll even join the company." Grandpa hesitates at first, but then agrees. That night, Chao Yan keeps seeing flashes of her parents' accident in her dreams and wakes up sweating. Just then, Jingjan quietly enters her room holding a hair clip. He says, "Is this yours? I found it today at the club. Funny thing, I saw a girl there who looked exactly like you." Chao Yan quickly denies it. "That's not mine." But Jingjan moves closer, clips it into her hair, and warns her in a low voice, "Be careful next time. Don't get caught. And stop playing these little tricks, or I'll have to do something to stop you myself." Saying this, he walks out of the room. But Chao Yan isn't one to back down easily. The next morning, Grandpa finally takes Chao Yan to the company with him. After that, Chao Yan is warmly welcomed by Mr. Chan, one of the company's founding members. He is clearly overjoyed to see her and takes her into his office under the pretense of giving her a tour of the company. Meanwhile, he also subtly warns her, "I feel your uncle might create some trouble for you. After all, he won't want you to become the future heir of Go Group." Chao Yan reassures him, "No, that's not true. We're family, and as long as Grandpa is alive, no one can harm me." After that, she is led straight into a shareholders meeting, where all the major shareholders are present. Chao Yan officially joins the company, a move that the company's director absolutely dislikes. Grandpa arrives just in time to conduct a vote. Who wants Chao Yan, his granddaughter, to become executive president? Everyone, including Grandpa, votes in her favor, except the company's director and Jingjan's adopted son. And finally, Chao Yan becomes the executive president. Jingjan and everyone congratulates her. In the next scene, the sheer volume of work overwhelms her. "How will I handle all these files? There's too much," she thinks. Outside, Jingjan watches her. When she reaches the door, she slams it shut in his face, ignoring him. He quietly waits, unsure of what to do next. Back at home, Jingjan sits on the stairs. Seeing his expression, Chao Yan is startled. "What are you doing here?" she asks. He calmly warns her, "Managing a company isn't as easy as you think. It's better if you step back now." But Chao Yan refuses to step back. She thanks him instead, saying she appreciates his concern. The next day, a man named Wonky arrives, bringing information from Jingjan's account that exposes some hidden activities. It's clear someone had sent Wonky to provoke Chao Yan against Jingjan. Chao Yan responds, "This isn't as serious as you're making it out to be. Someone is clearly behind this." Wonky advises her, "If you need more evidence, check Jingjan's office locker. You'll find everything there." Later, we see the company preparing for the presidential vote between Mr. Chan and Jingjan. Grandpa is anxious. "Where is Chao Yan?" "She hasn't arrived yet," he wonders. Chao Yan, of course, has a plan. She sneaks into Jingjan's office to check his locker and discovers several documents. Reading them, she is shocked. Mr. Chan was confident he would win the vote today. He even thought he had all the votes from the Feng family members. But surprisingly, Jingjan wins, securing the executive president position. This infuriates Mr. Chan and his allies. They accuse Grandpa, asking, "How could you let him buy shares from other shareholders behind your back?" Grandpa calmly asks Jingjan, "Is this true?" Jingjan admits, "Yes, I bought all the shares Mr. Chan sold. The company was at risk of losing value. I did this to protect it. I didn't tell you earlier because I wanted to reveal the truth today." A flashback shows Chao Yan installing a hidden CCTV camera. He also observed silently, then guided the company's director to help gather evidence. Now, all the proof is with him, while Mr. Chan was only trying to embarrass the company. He had never been serious about managing the company properly. Grandpa finally understands the truth. Jingjan has been sincere all along, not Mr. Chan. Carrying the documents, Chao Yan faces the company's director, who asks angrily, "What's all this? Did you catch me?" Chao Yan refuses to answer and rushes straight to the meeting. The documents she brings clearly expose Mr. Chan's wrongdoing. She realizes that the person who led her to the office was likely Jingjan himself, wanting her to see the truth firsthand. She reports to Grandpa everything Mr. Chan had been doing behind the scenes. Chao Yan also learns that the letter she received abroad, claiming Jingjan murdered her parents, was actually written by Mr. Chan. She feels a surge of anger. Mr. Chan tries to blame Wonky, but Wonky insists he's innocent and was only doing it for money. After that, he catches Chow Yan. She was very scared. Jing Jan was also very scared. He rushes to save her before he can hurt her. He wanted to run away with his car. Meanwhile, Chow Yan had cleverly called Mao, her best friend, and left her phone behind in the car. Then Jing Jan talks to his friend on this phone. After that, Jing Jan discovers the tracker and follows the signal, leading him straight to the location where Wonky was tied up. He rescues her from there, and Jing Jan fully protects Chow Yan and strikes the attacker on the head with a bottle, knocking him out. He immediately carries her to the hospital. While unconscious, Chow Yan keeps thinking of her parents, whispering in her heart, "Please save them." She becomes extremely emotional. Jing Jan hugs her to comfort her. When she finally wakes up, she asks, "Why didn't you let Wanky kill me? If I had died, everything would have gone to you. It would have been so easy for you to get it all." Jing Jan gently replies, "I never wanted you to be hurt." He then clears up all the misunderstandings. He explains about the money he transferred abroad and also the account information Wonky had given her. "Actually, 6 months ago, your father contacted me. Your mother was very sick and needed money, so I helped them. I even asked them to return to the company and join our family, but they refused. On their way home, I saw a stranger following them. Very suspicious. I followed him and reached the place where we saw the first confrontation. Chow Yan didn't notice him. After leaving, I learned about your parents' accident. I saw them die right in front of my eyes. The same stranger must have been behind it. I don't know why. Later, when you were taking the house model, the same person attacked you to steal it. I came just to watch over you and rushed to the hospital in an emergency. I couldn't explain everything earlier. Grandpa was also very unwell at that time and apologized for not telling me sooner about all the troubles you had to face. No matter what, if your father hands over the company to you, it doesn't matter to me. We are family. Everyone says I'm just a loyal dog of the Go family, and that's fine." Later, we see Chow Yan sitting at her parents' grave, deeply emotional, repeatedly apologizing to Jing Jan for wrongly accusing him of their murder. But she finally trusts him, understanding that someone else was behind it all. This trust delights Jing Jan. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Chow Yan's absence worried Grandpa. He didn't know where she had gone. Suddenly, Jing Jan's eyes landed on her parents' photo, and he ran straight there, finally reaching the place to find her. Tears were about to fall. Now, they are shown going home. She was so exhausted from sitting for so long that she could barely walk. Jing Jan picked her up and started taking her away. On the way, he started opening up about his past, how his parents had left him in childhood. Later, he had a foster father who would beat him terribly. He even gambled, and after losing, would take all his anger out on him. Then he was sent to an orphanage, where some children bullied him a lot. His childhood was far from happy. Finally, one day, her grandpa, who became his dad, adopted him. At first, he felt jealous that she had a family, but when he saw with his own eyes that her parents had suddenly left her, he realized the pain of not having a mom and dad was much deeper. He told her to let go of the past. "If you don't, how will you move forward in life?" At home, she apologized to Grandpa for leaving without telling him. But Grandpa wasn't angry. He just told her to rest. Later, he was called to the study room, where they were asked, "Tell me, if the police investigated Mr. Chan, what did they find? Did he kill my son and daughter-in-law? Did he steal their house model?" He replied that absolutely not. The police confirmed he had no hand in it. He just wanted to take over the company, and he captured Wonky Chow Yan for money. Whoever killed them, they would find them for sure. Grandpa was worried too, wondering who that person really was. Meanwhile, until the investigation was completed, he would consider Chow Yan's enemy. He would want Chow Yan dead, and probably wanted to take over their company. So they decided to keep Chow Yan with them, not letting him go anywhere. As he came out of Grandpa's room, Chow Yan was standing there with a bandage. She trusted him completely, believing he didn't kill her parents and that someone else was behind it. Jing Jan loved seeing this trust. He wanted her to stay, but she refused, saying she had to go to Germany to complete her studies. She knew Grandpa wouldn't let her investigate while staying here, so she decided to do everything alone. But Grandpa refused to let her go. She became emotional, pleading, "Please, will you help convince Grandpa? Only you can do it." After much insistence, he agreed. She hugged him in joy, saying, "Thank you so much." At the dining table, she said she needed to talk to Grandpa. He said he also had something to tell her. He wanted to shift her from violent studies to business, saying, "You have to learn business. You will manage the company." She refused, saying she only joined the company because she doubted Uncle Jing Jan. But now everything was clear. Jing Jan hadn't done it. She didn't want to manage the company. Grandpa got angry, asking why she said that. Jing Jan explained that she should be allowed to go to Germany, as it was her wish, and her father would have done the same. Grandpa agreed, but with a condition. Jing Jan would go with her, resigning from the company to see what he said. But he doesn't answer and leaves. She got worried. How could they leave the company? Grandpa said everything would be clear today, whether he stayed for the company or went to Germany with her. This would reveal if his heart was greedy or not. Jing-John explained Grandpa's condition to the company's director. She also had an orphan with him, and finally, after completing their studies, they both joined Grandpa's company together. She felt Grandpa shouldn't have done this. It was his hard work of so many years. Now he was resigning and going away with his granddaughter. But after much thought, he decided to accept Grandpa's condition. It was all his anyway. After drinking a lot of wine at home, she asked if he was sad about what happened today. He said, "Not at all. I'm happy." Suddenly, as soon as they heard Grandpa's arrival, both of them hid, worried he might notice how much they had been drinking. In the meantime, they came very close to each other. Grandpa heard voices but saw no one when he looked outside. They had hidden well, so he left, thinking maybe it was just a dream. Their hearts were racing as they had come so close. After Grandpa left, they quietly got up and walked outside, careful not to be seen. In casual conversation, she started telling how she often went out with her parents and watched the moon at night. She asked him to promise that in the future, they would spend time like this together. He said, "Why wait for the future? I already plan to go to Germany with you," following Grandpa's condition. She said it wasn't necessary. Chow Yan felt, "Uncle is going just because of me." She tried to motivate him, saying if he didn't stay and run the company, who would take care of her future? Hearing this, he smiled, saying she didn't need to worry. He had done enough work and deserved a vacation. The next day, Jing-John took Chow Yan to the place where she had spent her childhood, later adopted by Grandpa. He shared his dream with her. He wanted the land, now under governance, to be used well. The budding competition was ongoing, with two companies participating, Jing-John's and Mr. Chin's, the competitor. He was confident they would win. He had planned a friendly, supportive environment for the kids, making sure they wouldn't face the same hardships he did. She also suggested creating a music center in the community. He agreed, saying she would be the owner. She smiled, realizing he was giving her responsibility. He said she would be the boss, not just a worker. As they were discussing this, Assistant Lindsay called. Something serious had happened. The media had learned that the GU chairman had asked Jing-John to resign. Everyone assumed there was a clash in the family, and that Jing-John would take care of the granddaughter instead of running the company. The competitor, Mr. Chin, was blamed. Jing-John had arrived at the charity event just in time to handle the situation. Seeing him with Chow Yan, everyone assumed no fight or resignation had occurred. At the charity, a girl who liked Jing-John saw him with Chow Yan. She got jealous and tried to throw a drink at him but restrained herself. Meanwhile, a girl's goal was to get his attention. Finally, she succeeded. Chow Yan then made an excuse and left. In the next scene, Chow Yan was waiting for Jing-John, and then Shin arrived, who was the one she hugged at the start. She recognized him. He had helped her before. Suddenly, Mr. Chin, his father, also appeared. She realized he was the competitor's son and decided to stay away. He wanted to befriend her, but she ignored him completely. Then she saw a girl playing the violin and got completely lost in it. Shin noticed her deep interest in music. He knew something about it. As they were talking this way, Jing-John suddenly noticed. He took her hand and pulled her aside, whispering, "Do you know that Shin is the son of our competitor? Stay away from him. There are media here, and they'll make stories." Seeing them together made this girl burn with jealousy, so she quickly sent her friend over with an excuse. "We heard Mrs. Chow Yan is also interested in music. Will she perform at the charity?" Chow Yan agreed right away to play the violin, and Jing-John played the piano. Their performance was wonderful. Everyone watching became convinced the rumors against them were baseless. This family looked happy together, and Grandpa was overjoyed. These two had eased his worries. When they reached home, Jing-John pulled her aside and asked, "Why did you come back? Why did you message me about an emergency this afternoon?" Then a flashback showed how she had learned everything through Mao, that the man named Lang, whom she suspected might have killed her parents, he had actually returned to China, and she had decided she wouldn't leave until she caught him and found out why he'd killed her mom and dad. Of course, she couldn't tell Grandpa she'd canceled her Germany plan. He would ask why, so she messaged Uncle to pick her up so Grandpa wouldn't even suspect, but he hadn't come. How could that be? She told Jing-John everything. Together, they planned to investigate Lang. She even made Jing-John and promised she wouldn't get into trouble alone and that she would inform him before going anywhere. They would do everything together. In the next scene, she wanted to meet Wang Qi's wife to learn more, maybe find out what connection Wang Qi had with Mr. Lang. Jing-John offered to come, but she refused. Then Lindsay came and told them she had found out who spread the rumor about Jing-John resigning from the company. It wasn't anyone else but the company's director Wan, Jing-John's so-called best friend. Meanwhile, Chao Yan went to meet Wang Qi's wife and sensed something suspicious. There was definitely something dark in the pot. Indeed, Wang Qi's wife really had ties to Mr. Lang. She also seemed to be carrying some USB stick that possibly contained company information. When Chao Yan saw her taking it, she began to follow. At the same time, our hero Jing Zhan came to Wan and said, "I didn't expect you to do this. Why did you?" She replied that after working in the Gu group for so long, it hurt to see Grandpa tell him to resign and go take care of his granddaughter instead of running the company. It felt unfair. If she had told all the media, would he even have come back? Probably not. He told her she didn't need to involve herself in family matters anymore. He would handle everything himself, and she didn't need to worry so much. Wan grew very sad. In the next scene, when Jing Zhan called, she told him she had spotted Lang. He had come to meet Wang Qi's wife, and she was following him. Jing Zhan panicked. "Why did you follow him alone? That could be dangerous." She quickly sent him her location, and he rushed over. But Lang noticed her. He kidnapped her, shutting off her phone so no one would know she was there. He didn't realize Jing Zhan was already on the way. Jing Zhan found Chao Yan's earring and followed the trail. When Chao Yan regained consciousness, she demanded, "Why are you holding me? Why did you kill my mom and dad? What was the reason?" Lang answered that he had been hired for the job. Someone had paid him, and he would not reveal who that person was. They had offered him money, and he took it. Hearing this, Chao Yan flew into a rage. She could not contain her anger. Furious, Chao Yan tried to attack him, but Lang grabbed her neck, threatening her. Thankfully, Jing Zhan arrived just in time and protected her. Lang then fled. After that, the police arrived to investigate, and the police took responsibility for catching Lang. Chao Yan was shocked to see Lindsay with Mao, realizing she had returned from Germany. She explained everything, how she had gone to the company searching for her and Lindsay called Jing Zhan and found out that you guys were in danger. Jing Zhan was very angry. When they returned home, Jing Zhan was still shaken. She realized how reckless she had been, trying to handle Lang alone. Jing Zhan was angry, scolding her. "I told you we would do everything together, but you went alone. If he had hurt you, Grandpa would have been furious. I should tell him about this now," Chao Yan pleaded. "Please don't tell him. Forgive me. I won't do this again." Jing Zhan finally agreed. He said, "All right, then prepare to go to Germany. If you want, I won't tell Grandpa about this." At night, he kept thinking, why does this girl always end up in trouble? Jing Zhan was worried all the time, thinking about Chao Yan and not wanting him to leave for Germany. Suddenly, someone knocked at his door. When he opened it, he saw a stuffed toy lying there. It had a recorded message from Chao Yan. She apologized to him through the toy, listening carefully as she stood in her room. The next morning, when she saw him, she got excited, but he quickly closed the door. At breakfast, she tried to casually talk about how families make mistakes, hoping it would make Jing Zhan forgive her, but he refused. Later, she went outside, wanting to go with him, but he locked the car doors, not letting her in. Chao Yan pleaded, "Please forgive me, just this once. Don't tell Grandpa. I don't want to go to Germany. I promise I won't do anything like this again, and I'll always inform you wherever I go." Her requests were so sincere that Jing Zhan finally agreed. He even installed a tracker on her phone, so he could know where she was. She was allowed to meet her friends, but couldn't go anywhere far alone. She was angry at him, asking, "Uncle, how could you do this to me?" The next day, Chao Yan was shown sitting with her best friends in her apartment. Chao Yan said, "Why did you leave with Lindsay to his apartment?" Mao explained that when she came to the city, she only needed a cheap rental home, and Lindsay offered his place. They joked about the bosses at her house, and she admitted, "Yes, staying there would have been very difficult, but I managed." Chao Yan had also told Mao about a plan to calm Jing Zhan down, which she now followed step by step. She was very excited, arranging taxis, streaming, even apologizing over the radio. She hoped that with this sincerity, Jing Zhan would forgive her, but he still showed no reaction. After that, she said to Wan, "Okay, I know you won't send me to Germany, and you won't tell Grandpa. If you do, we'll both be in trouble. You'll stay with me, right?" She ran off. In the next scene, he was holding the stuffed toy in his room, venting all his frustration. The next day, we see Lang, working with a stranger, transferring all the biodata he had received through Wang Qi's wife. The stranger advised him to leave the city as soon as possible. Who this person is, we will find out later. Meanwhile, the bidding scene starts. Mr. Chin thought his side would win, but the next party proposal from the Gu group impressed everyone. They decided to hold a competition, and the best plan would win the land acquisition. After that, Mr. Chin's expression was priceless. Chao Yan then went to Wan for help with a community project for Parent-Child Day, hoping to impress the judges. She worked with Wan on the project plan, and he was very happy seeing her effort. Then he ordered food for her. In the next scene, she ate food and loved it. Meanwhile, they even arranged ocean balls, which Jing Zhan loved as a child, but never got to play with. Meanwhile, they got very close to each other while playing there. Chao Yan's heartbeat quickened, and she stepped back. Then Chao Yan gifted one ocean ball to him with a smiley face, and he kept it safely in his office. In the next scene, They planned to present the project to the judges, hoping their proposal would be the favorite, and they would win the bidding. Chao Yan discussed all these plans excitedly, and Jing Zhan couldn't take his eyes off her. Finally, they decided to celebrate Parent-Child Day together, making sure the food and activities were safe for children. Then Lindsay called to inform them that Lang had been found by the police, but he had gone into a coma after a terrible accident. After that, they were worried. This was the man they wanted to question about the murder. But now he was in a coma, and they hoped he would wake up so they could reach the truth. And finally, their big day arrived, Parent-Child Day. Everything was going smoothly. Chao Yan was handling it all perfectly, helping some of the kids, and even the parents looked happy. But suddenly, on this day, something terrible happened. All the children got food poisoning from what they had eaten. The poor assistant was shocked, wondering how this could have happened since they had taken such good care. Soon, the news spread on social media, and Chao Yan and Jing Zhan went to apologize to the parents, promising that they would get to the bottom of it. But the parents were furious, blaming them entirely and refusing to cooperate. They even pushed them out of the room. At that moment, we noticed a stranger watching everything. He saw Jing Zhan and said, "After so long, we meet again." The next day, this stranger appeared live on a show. It was revealed that he was Jing Zhan's foster father, who had abused him as a child. He spoke about how he had left Jing Zhan behind because they were poor. And after Jing Zhan's mother had died, he sent him to welfare, where a rich family adopted him. Now, seeing how successful Jing Zhan had become, he was angry that Jing Zhan had put innocent children's lives at risk for his own benefit. The show ended, but the damage to Jing Zhan's reputation was huge. In the next scene, the reporters asked him why he did it, but he didn't reply. On the other hand, Chao Yan tried calling him, but he didn't pick up. Jing Zhan went to his old house to talk to his dad. Outside, he saw some boys bullying a child, which reminded him of how his foster father used to blame him for everything and beat him. Jing Zhan felt a rush of anger, wanting to punish him immediately. Just then, his dad noticed him and said, "I knew you would come here," Jing Zhan said. "Why did you go on that show and say everything?" Then, the foster father smiled and replied honestly, "Yes, I needed money, but you never cared about me before, and now I see how your lies endangered these children." Then, Jing Zhan discovered the truth. His mother was alive, and his foster father had lied about her death. They had been blackmailing him using his mother. Meanwhile, Chao Yan went to the office hoping to find Jing Zhan, and saw the ocean ball. She guessed he might be at his favorite spot. She went there and found him sleeping. Sitting nearby, she said, "Uncle, if you're here, at least make a little noise." Jing Zhan played with the ocean balls, and Chao Yan insisted on hugging him. Jing Zhan said no, but she hugged him tightly anyway, understanding his true feelings, that he wanted her to stay with him. This emotional moment touched Jing Zhan deeply. Chao Yan now knew everything about the situation. She promised him, "Don't worry. At the next show, I will prove your innocence to everyone." On the other hand, Grandpa had also learned about what happened and looked worried. He knew that Jing Zhan's foster father was deliberately trying to ruin his reputation, likely with someone's help. After that, Grandpa gave Chao Yan documents, saying only she could now prove Jing Zhan's innocence. The next day, the show scene began. Everyone expected Jing Zhan to appear and explain himself, but instead, Chao Yan entered with evidence, showing on camera how Jing Zhan's foster father had abused him as a child, blaming him for thefts he didn't commit, and punishing him unfairly. The foster father tried to argue, claiming he had never abused Jing Zhan, but Chao Yan had the proof. Even Mr. Chin, Jing Zhan's enemy, watched the show, expecting to see Jing Zhan's reputation ruined, but instead, Chao Yan successfully cleared Jing Zhan's name. At this point, the foster father got furious. He was throwing a glass of water in anger when suddenly our hero arrived. The moment the foster father saw him, their act collapsed, and they froze, sitting quietly. Jing Zhan had all the evidence showing how his father had abused him. Even if they had tried to falsely blame him, the tape recorder from his childhood recorded everything, proof that his father had forced him to apologize and take the blame for thefts. After showing all the proof, Jing Zhan publicly apologized to the parents of the affected children, saying that if their children's lives were endangered because of them, they were now investigating the matter. He promised to catch the person responsible and make it right. Holding Chao Yan's hand, he left, making it clear that their family bond is strong. Grandpa, who had been watching, felt deep regret for ever suspecting Jing Zhan, and was happy that the truth came out. That night, the family had dinner together, and grandfather took care of Jing Zhan. Seeing this, Chao Yan says, "Aren't I your granddaughter?" Then, Grandpa gives him food too. After that, Jing Zhan served her food personally, even offered her his plate, and Chao Yan loved the attention. Day by day, she was becoming more and more attracted to him, though she didn't fully understand her own feelings yet. In the next scene, Chao Yan spoke to her best friend about her heart's confusion, and her friend suggested seeing a doctor to understand it better. Mao decided she would figure out why Chao Yan was going through all this, then give her a proper answer. The next day, While discussing the children's case with his assistant, Jing-jan remembered seeing one of his employees meeting with Mr. Chin's employee. He realized that Mr. Chin might be behind everything, and his father could also be involved. In the next scene, he went to his foster father's place. Suddenly, he saw the same man going somewhere and tried to follow him, but he escaped. After that, Jing-jan then confronted his father, grabbing his collar. "Tell me the truth now, or I won't let you live. I don't care if my mom is in danger or not." His father confessed that someone had hired him and paid him money, but he didn't know the full identity of the person. After finding out everything, Jing-jan rushed to Mr. Chin's company to confront him, saying, "You endangered innocent children's lives for a bidding. This is unacceptable. You will answer to the police." The police called immediately and started cooperating. It was revealed that an employee had poisoned the children's food, causing the food poisoning incident. Suddenly, Mr. Chin mentioned Jing-jan's mother and father. He was surprised. How did they know? Something was definitely wrong behind the scenes. In the next scene, Jing-jan rushed to the hospital to check on the children. A cute little girl was giving flowers to Chao-yan. She asked, "Is this your boyfriend?" They both blushed, feeling close yet confused. Chao-yan wondered why her heart beat so fast whenever she was near him. Meanwhile, Mr. Chin explained to the media that the children's incident was caused by an employee whom he had already fired, clearing himself completely. Because of this, their bidding competition was won by the Gu group. Later, Chao-yan was watching a girl play the violin in a theater, and Shin turned on the theater lights. He had done this only for her, knowing her love for music. He tried to start a friendship and asked if she would perform in his theater, though she didn't respond yet. In the next scene, Jing-jan's assistant comes in and says, "Sir, I went to meet your foster father, but he's missing, and there's no trace of your mother either. I'm afraid Mr. Chin must have had something to do with it." After that, suddenly, Chao-yan messages Jing-jan to meet her somewhere. As soon as he arrives, she performs beautifully on stage, and Jing-jan is completely lost in her performance. When it ends, she tells him, "This theater actually belongs to Shin. He wants to be my friend, and even asked me to perform here." Jing-jan calmly replies, "Whether he's your friend or not, I don't care. Just remember, he's the son of our competitor, and no one should know about it." Even in this difficult time, Chao-yan had been helping him so much with his father's situation. He thanks her, saying, "When I came to the show, it was only your support that gave me courage." Meanwhile, she suddenly gets a message from her best friend saying, "From what you told me, it's clear you've fallen in love with your uncle Jing-jan." This shocks Jing-jan completely. When security guards come by, she quickly grabs Jing-jan's hand and hides behind a wall. Then she suddenly thinks, "Wait, why am I hiding? I came here myself." After that, she looks at him and says softly, "I don't want to call you uncle anymore." She moves closer, almost about to kiss him, but he immediately steps aside. Both of them feel extremely nervous. He offers, "Let me drop you home," but she replies, "No, I'm not going home tonight. I'll stay at my best friend's place." The next morning, she's seen talking to Mao, confused and restless. "I don't know when I started liking my uncle," she says. Mao smiles and replies, "What's wrong with that? He's a good person, has a great personality, and he's not even related by blood. He's your grandpa's adopted son. So if you both like each other, there's nothing wrong." But Chao-yan says firmly, "No, first I'll find the one who killed my parents. Only after that, I'll think about all this." At home, both of them begin avoiding each other. But Jing-jan finally says, "I need to talk to you. Will you come out with me?" She agrees immediately. After that, Jing-jan nervously asks, "What was all that last night? We're just family, nothing more." In a way, he was rejecting her feelings. Chao-yan quickly covers it up. No, uncle, don't misunderstand. I just meant that since our age gap isn't that big, it feels odd to call you uncle. Can I call you by your name instead? Maybe we can be best friends?" She smiles awkwardly and adds, "That kiss? That's something best friends do too. In Germany, it's normal for friends to kiss on the cheek." Chao-yan says, "If you don't mind, can I kiss your cheek right now?" As she leans closer, Jing-jan quickly steps back. No, there's no need for that. Don't try such things with me." She feels terribly embarrassed and quietly leaves. Meanwhile, after a press conference, Mr. Chin still can't get rid of the reporters. They keep asking about the relationship between Gu Group and Chin Group. Mr. Chin assures them, "We're not enemies. We're just competitors. And that's all. In fact, my son is a good friend of Mr. Feng's granddaughter. You'll see it yourself at the upcoming event." To prove it, he arranges a small home party and invites the entire Gu family, wanting to show the media that both families are on good terms. Grandpa agrees to attend, saying, "Maybe Chin still holds some misunderstanding against us. I'll talk to him personally and clear it all up." When the Gu family arrives, reporters are surprised to see both families greeting and shaking hands warmly. Grandpa and Chin's private talk begins, and Grandpa takes Jing-jan along with him too. While Chao-yan stays with Shin, he takes her to his room. As she looks around curiously, her eyes suddenly fall on a photo frame of his mother. Shin begins to open up emotionally. "After I was born, my mom's health got worse and worse. And one day, She passed away. Maybe it was because of me. If I hadn't been born, she'd still be alive. Chow Yan immediately says, don't ever think like that. If your mom were here, she'd be heartbroken to hear you talk this way. She then excuses herself to go to the washroom. But on the way, she overhears voices from the study room. Inside, Grandpa is saying to Mr. Chin, you still think we were responsible for your father's death, but that's not true. I wanted to clear this misunderstanding. Mr. Chin replies calmly, I know. I believe you. I've forgotten all that long ago. Just then, Chow Yan secretly overhears everything. But Grandpa suddenly mentions, still, I wonder, did you kill him for revenge? Or maybe steal that house model too? Mr. Chin says, of course not. Why would I do such a thing? When they start to leave, Chow Yan quickly hides inside another room and realizes it's an art studio. To her shock, she finds her mother's painting brushes there. Her mom used to love painting, but why are her things in Mr. Chin's studio? She's completely stunned. Meanwhile, Shin is searching for her, asking everyone, did you see where Chow Yan went? Mr. Chin too gets worried, thinking she might have entered his studio to investigate something. Inside the studio, Chow Yan notices something else. Her mother's hairpin. Her eyes widen in shock. That means Mr. Chin is behind my parents' death. I'll never forgive him. But right now, she had no proof. Then she quietly runs away from there. After reaching home, she tells everything to Jingjan. I'm sure Mr. Chin is the murderer. I saw my mom's hairpin in his art studio. Jingjan tries to calm her down. Chow Yan, don't act in haste. Don't let him know that we suspect him. Meanwhile, Mr. Chin is looking at that very hairpin. Then we see a flashback. Lang had given that hairpin to Mr. Chin when they first met. They were strangers then. Now Mr. Chin is standing in front of paintings, and one of them is Chow Yan's mother's painting. We learn that Mr. Chin once liked Chow Yan's mother very much, but in the end, he married Chow Yan's father. He held a grudge, and perhaps that's why they decided to get rid of Chow Yan's father, to end it once and for all. After that, exhausted from thinking, Chow Yan goes to Shin and says, about the consultation you mentioned, I'm ready to participate. He becomes very happy. Today is also his birthday, so he goes to his favorite restaurant to celebrate. A man asks, is she your girlfriend? Chow Yan quickly says, no, you're mistaken. Before they can cut the cake, another young man approaches and starts taunting Shin and Chow Yan, saying he once heard Chow Yan used to hang out with her adopted uncle, and now look who she's with, Mr. Chin's stepson. She also blurts out that Mr. Chin is not his real father. Enraged, Shin punches the guy. Before anyone reacts further, she smears the whole cake into that boy's face. That night, Shin feels even more in love with Chow Yan because he had helped so much. His love for her grows stronger. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Lang regains consciousness and tries to run away. Soon, Mr. Chin receives a call from Lang asking to meet. But when they arrive, it's not Lang who shows up, it's Jingjan. Mr. Chin's voice had confessed, I killed Chow Yan's parents, and everything was recorded. We see another flashback. These people had captured Lang while he was escaping, and Jingjan, pretending to be Lang, had called to set the meeting so the truth would come out. Finally, the police arrive and arrest Mr. Chin. Chow Yan is enraged, shouting, what did my mom and dad do wrong? Why did you have them killed? Mr. Chin answers that he loved Chow Yan's mother so much. If Chow Yan's father hadn't come between them, they would have been together. The agreement was that Mr. Chin's father wanted to arrange a marriage with the Song family, and Mr. Chin tried to push those plans on Chow Yan's mother. She refused. She liked Chow Yan's father. The Song family was rich, so Mr. Chin had to marry for money. He changed the company name, and now he manages the Song company. Hearing all this, Shin becomes heartbroken. His father never truly loved his mother. He loved Chow Yan's mother instead. To take revenge, they had the two killed. Now the police take Mr. Chin away to face punishment for his crimes. After that, Chow Yan tells Jingjan, when I was sick before, at least I could spend time with my family. Now I have no one. Chow Yan asks gently, will you stay with me? Jingjan promises, I will always protect you. I'll take care of you. Grandpa also tells her to rest and pushes for her to recuperate. Then Jingjan quietly leaves the room. On the other hand, Shin rages with hatred toward the Gu family. He will ruin the Gu family. They never gave him proper love, and he wants revenge. In the next scene, Grandpa has noticed that not only Chow Yan, but also Jingjan is starting to like Chow Yan, but Grandpa wouldn't accept the relationship. Suddenly, he mentions a marriage plan. Jingjan, I found a girl for you. She'll come soon. Juan, Mr. Fang's daughter. Mr. Fang also manages the company like them. If the families make marriage, business arrangements, it benefits them. Chow Yan wants to confess her love, but Jingjan ignores her and tells her, don't talk to me anymore after this. Deep down, he also likes her and knows how much she loves him, but he believes Grandpa would never accept their relationship. Emotionally wounded, Chow Yan leaves. He worries, after so long struggling to find his place in this family, will Grandpa now throw him out? Next day, she, Seeing the Juan and Jingjan together makes Chaoyan intensely jealous. They all sit at the same table for dinner. Grandpa casually asks Chaoyan, "What type of guy do you like?" The qualities she lists are exactly the ones Jingjan has, and everyone notices this. It becomes unbearable for her. She leaves her meal and goes up to her room. In the next scene, we see her watching everything quietly. Feeling awkward, Chaoyan starts playing the violin, maybe so the noise would cover their conversation. Meanwhile, Juan is saying confidently, "I'll definitely marry you. I've liked you for a long time." But he strictly refuses. "No, I'm not marrying you. I'll reject this proposal completely. You'll never be my life partner." She understands and says, "So that's the real reason. You like Chaoyan, right?" He doesn't reply and simply walks away, saying coldly, "It's better if you don't interfere in my matters." Outside Chaoyan's room, he sees her again, still playing the violin, completely lost in music. Next day, Chaoyan is seen dressed beautifully, ready for the wedding ceremony. Just as the two are about to get married, Grandpa suddenly stops everything. He grabs Chaoyan's hand and walks away. It turns out this was just a nightmare Jingjan had seen. He wakes up breathing heavily, realizing, "I already knew Grandpa would never accept our relationship." After that, Chaoyan looks sad too. Grandpa reminds her, "Weren't you planning to go to Germany for studies? I have no objection. You can go if you want." But Chaoyan softly refuses. "No, Grandpa, I don't want to go." Her decision has changed. At company, gossip is spreading everywhere. "Did you hear? Juan is getting married to Jingjan." Hearing this, Juan feels hurt because she secretly likes Jingjan herself. She starts digging into Juan's background and soon discovers Juan already has a boyfriend. Smirking, she says, "Let's see how I expose her in front of everyone. He'll never marry her. I'm the one meant for him." Meanwhile, Shin is found on the roadside, completely drunk. Chaoyan sees him and rushes him to the hospital. Mao warns her, "Don't take care of him too much. What if he turns out like his father?" But Chaoyan shakes her head. "No, he's different. I can feel it." Next morning, when Shin wakes up in the hospital, he sees Chaoyan beside him and smiles brightly. "I'd lost all hope someone would come," he says emotionally. "I want to start our friendship again. Will you give me a chance?" Chaoyan nods gently. "All right, let's take it slow. If we understand each other, maybe it'll work." She leaves after feeding him some soup. As soon as she reaches home, she bumps into Jingjan, who's waiting angrily. "Where were you all night? I was waiting for you." Chaoyan replies calmly, "You don't need to worry about me. I know what's right and wrong. I'm not a child." Then Juan sends her the hug photo of Juan meeting her boyfriend, proof that the engagement is a lie. Now Jingjan and Chaoyan have a chance to turn things around. Jingjan seems happy. Later, Shin tells Chaoyan he's planning to go abroad. He hugs her before leaving and says softly, "There's something I want to tell you." Just then, at the same hotel, Jingjan arrives. He's there to catch Juan and her boyfriend red-handed. Juan had already given him the address. As soon as Jingjan sees them together, anger flashes across his face. He storms forward, pulls Shin away from her, and drags Chaoyan aside. His emotions spill over. He can't bear seeing her with someone else. Losing control, he suddenly kisses her. Unfortunately, Juan sees the whole scene. Her heart breaks. Later at the office, Juan cries silently, knowing he will never choose her now. Meanwhile, Jingjan and Chaoyan go home together, smiling and happy after everything that happened. And then they close to each other. Aunt Wei suddenly appears asking, "When did you come back?" Chaoyan quickly pushes Jingjan aside, pretending nothing's going on. After Aunt leaves, Jingjan scolds her. After that, he say, "You pushed me too hard. Now my hand hurts. See?" She leans closer to check, saying, "It doesn't look injured." Realizing his teasing, she playfully kisses him and whispers, "Now your pain must be gone, right?" The two come closer, about to kiss again. But Grandpa knocks on the door. "Is anyone inside? Chaoyan, are you there?" "Open the door." Chaoyan quickly opens it. Seeing them together, Grandpa becomes suspicious. That night, neither of them can sleep. A while later, Jingjan sneaks into Chaoyan's room. "I'll sleep here." Chaoyan blushes. "Don't you think that's a bit too soon?" Jingjan laughs. "What are you thinking? Nothing like that. I just know you can't sleep either." The two hug each other gently and fall asleep together. Next day, after much thought, Jingjan goes to Grandpa and confesses, "I love Chaoyan. I want to marry her, not Juan." But Grandpa explodes, "Don't say another word. If you don't marry Juan, you'll see how cruel I can be." Now, Chaoyan learns through Grandpa's reaction that he will never accept their relationship. She's heartbroken. Later, during a media event, reporters gather for the announcement of a new company project and also to hear the engagement news of Jingjan and Juan. But before the announcement, Juan suddenly enters the stage and declares, "I will not marry Jingjan." Everyone is shocked, especially Chaoyan. Meanwhile, Chao Yan becomes overjoyed, but Grandpa, furious, shouts, "I will never accept your relationship." Jingjan and Chao Yan try to convince him again and again, "Please, Grandpa, we truly love each other. Please bless us." But suddenly, Grandpa's health begins to deteriorate. In the next scene, Grandpa is admitted to the hospital. He refuses to even look at either of them. Jingjan tells Chao Yan softly, "Don't worry. You stay here and rest. I'll go check on Grandpa." He spends the whole night at the hospital with him. Next morning, Grandpa tells him to go away, but Jingjan smiles and says teasingly, "All right then, but if you don't recover soon or take your medicine, not only your granddaughter, but this whole company will end up being mine." Grandpa glares, and Jingjan runs off laughing. Meanwhile, in the office, Chao Yan brings food for Jingjan. She looks a little down. "I've tried so many times, but Grandpa still won't agree," she says sadly. Jingjan comforts her. "Don't worry, he'll come around eventually. We just need patience. One day, his heart will melt." As they talk, they lean closer, just about to share a sweet moment, when suddenly, Assistant Lindsay spots them together. Now everyone, including Juan, finds out they're in a relationship. Later, Juan confesses her feelings to Jingjan. "I've liked you for so long, but I never said it." Jingjan sighs kindly. "I've always seen you as my little sister. I never wanted to hurt you." Meanwhile, Juan secretly films Jingjan and Chao Yan kissing and sends the video to Juan. Soon, Juan uploads it on a social media. Within hours, the couple is trolled and bullied badly. People whisper cruelly, "Are you really dating your uncle?" Just then, Jingjan rushes in and shields Chao Yan from the crowd. He's always been overprotective of her. Pulling her aside, he apologizes softly. "I'm sorry I wasn't there in time. Please forgive me." Chao Yan smiles faintly. "It's okay. Together we'll handle this situation somehow. Maybe it's even good that everyone knows now." Soon after, Grandpa returns home. To everyone's surprise, he starts taking their side. "I have no objection anymore," he says warmly. "Jingjan is my adopted son. What's wrong if we all live as one family?" Later, Juan calls Chao Yan to meet her. She admits, "It was me. I leaked your video. I did it so Grandpa would see how much you two care for each other, so that he'd finally support your love. I did it for you." That same night, Jingjan proposes to Chao Yan. He brings out a beautiful ring, kneels down, and says softly, "I love you, and I never want to lose you." Overwhelmed, Chao Yan nods, yes. He gently slides the ring on her finger, and they hug tightly, both glowing with happiness. Next day, a big press conference is held. Reporters gather as Grandpa proudly announces, "My granddaughter will marry Jingjan." Everyone applauds their love, but far away, Shinnas hears the news too. His heart sinks. He books the earliest flight back to China. In the next scene, their wedding ceremony finally takes place. Everyone looks overjoyed. The hall is glowing. Laughter fills the air, but they have no idea what kind of storm is waiting in their future. At a distance, Shin stands quietly, watching everything. Juan is there too, staring sadly at the necklace Jingjan once gave her. Shin notices it and smirks coldly. "So even Juan's heart is broken. Maybe I can use that in my favor. Jingjan stole my happiness. Now I'll destroy his." Chao Yan, unaware of his plans, calls Mao in panic later. "I don't know what to do," she says nervously. Mao laughs. "Easy, have a drink. It'll turn your nervousness into boldness." Chao Yan actually takes her advice. She gets a little drunk, just as Jingjan steps out of the shower. Tipsy and giggling, Chao Yan starts doing all sorts of crazy things, and suddenly she falls right on top of him. Next morning, when she wakes up, she remembers everything from the night before and turns bright red with embarrassment. Jingjan chuckles. "It's okay, but if you really want to make it up to me," she blushes more. And just as they're about to kiss again, the door suddenly opens. Jingjan had gone out earlier to get hangover soup for her, but forgot to lock the door. Mortified, Chao Yan runs off. At the breakfast table later, they're back to their sweet flirting. Grandpa watches them and jokes, "Looks like I'm the third wheel here, but fine. Now give me a great-grandson soon." That night, Chao Yan plans everything perfectly. "I'll make up for last night. He won't be angry anymore," she says to herself, setting up a romantic surprise and texting Jingjan, "When are you coming? I'm waiting for you." Jingjan is just leaving the office when Juan shows up with drinks. She tells him, "Last night, Shin came to me. He said, 'You're heartbroken and so am I. Let's team up and destroy them both.' But I refused him. I told him I'd never do that." Jingjan thanks her sincerely. Before leaving, Juan says softly, "Can I hug you just once, the last time?" Jingjan nods kindly. "All right, you'll always be like my little sister. I just hope you find the right person soon." As they hug, Chao Yan walks in and sees them together. She freezes, misunderstanding everything. In the next scene, Chao Yan becomes very jealous and angry. She says, "I don't even want to talk to you anymore." Jingjan apologizes, explaining, "That girl was only with me for a drink, nothing else. You've misunderstood." After a bit of sulking, their little argument ends and they make up. Meanwhile, Shin is shown. He's completely broken inside. Now his hatred for Jingjan has turned personal. He thinks, "He took Chaoyan away from me. Maybe this is how my father must have felt when Chaoyan's father married the woman he loved." For the first time, he understands his father's pain. His resentment toward his father disappears, replaced by a cold acceptance, as if he's inherited the same darkness. Then, the camera focuses on that mini house model, the same one Chaoyan once had. Now it becomes clear that not only Mr. Chin, but Shin himself was also involved in the plan to kill Chaoyan's parents. Mr. Chin originally only wanted Chaoyan's father dead, but Shin, afraid his father would get his old love back, changed the plan. He contacted Lang, and together they arranged the murder of both Chaoyan's parents. No parents, no reunion. The man who always acted innocent wasn't innocent at all. Even now, Shin is using Jingjan's mother as a pawn, threatening her life to make Jingjan divorce Chaoyan. After that, Jingjan spots his foster father in public and secretly follows him to a hospital. And there, for the first time, he meets his real mother. Seeing her alive shocks him. "My foster father told me you were dead. Thank God you're alive." When he asks, "Who's my real father? The man whose blood runs in my veins?" she silently points ahead. And there stands Achi, Mr. Chin. Yes, Jingjan learns the truth. He is Mr. Chin's real son. His entire life was built on lies. Even Mr. Chin had hidden this truth from him. Now Jingjan realizes the mastermind behind everything, from the murders to the emotional manipulation, was Shin. After that, Shin starts blackmailing him, saying, "Divorce Chaoyan immediately, or your mother will die. And if you don't, I'll tell Mr. Gu that you're Mr. Chin's son. I'll even tell Chaoyan that her parents' death might also be connected to you, that you and your father planned it together." Jingjan is terrified. Shin gives him a little time to decide. "The choice is yours." Torn and broken, Jingjan doesn't know what to do. "Should I tell Chaoyan everything?" he wonders. "But if I do, she'll hate me forever." He decides to stay silent. Now he starts avoiding everyone. Chaoyan, Grandpa, and even home. He moves into the company, pretending it's a business trip. Chaoyan keeps texting him, sending pictures of dishes she's cooked. "When are you coming back? I made all this for you." But Jingjan doesn't reply. He keeps ignoring her messages. Chaoyan feels lost and anxious. Next day, she visits his office to ask, "What's going on? Why are you acting so distant?" While there, she accidentally finds divorce papers. Reading them, she's shocked to the core. He really wants to divorce me? When she confronts him, Jingjan can't tell her the truth, that Shin is blackmailing him and that he's Mr. Chin's son. Tears fill his eyes. If she finds out, she'll hate me, maybe forever. He breaks down in silence, trapped between guilt and love. Meanwhile, wanting Wan meets Shin. She agrees to work with him, pretending to be on his side. Meanwhile, our Jingjan decides to tell Grandpa and Chaoyan everything. But when he imagines their reaction, he hesitates. In his dream, Grandpa orders him to leave the house. "You're the enemy's son. I will never forgive you." Shaken by that dream, Jingjan changes his mind. "No, I can't tell them." The next morning, Grandpa tells Jingjan, "I forgot something. I'll be back soon." But instead, he secretly goes to the cemetery. He had asked Butler Uncle to investigate and learned that Shin was the real reason Jingjan and Chaoyan were drifting apart, because Shin wanted Chaoyan for himself. Grandpa calls Shin to meet. He says, "Stay away from my granddaughter and my grandson." But Shin smirks, "I love Chaoyan. I'll make her mine. You can't stop me." In the heat of the argument, Shin accidentally lets it slip that he has the house model connected to the murder, proof that he and Mr. Chin were involved. Grandpa, furious, yells at him. Shin shoves him. Grandpa falls. His medicine drops to the floor. Shin steps on it and walks away. Moments later, Grandpa dies. Sat's on the other hand. Jingjan finally discovers which hospital his mother is in. He rushes to meet her. She's standing on a high balcony, lost in painful memories, missing her husband and son. Suddenly, she slips and falls. Jingjan screams and rushes to catch her, carrying her in his arms to the hospital. At the same time, Chaoyan receives a call. "Your grandpa has passed away." The phone drops from her hand as tears stream down her face. After that, she rushes to the hospital and breaks down in tears, seeing him one last time. Even in this painful moment, Jingjan isn't there. She keeps calling, but he doesn't answer, unaware that he's also at the hospital with his mother. Coincidentally, they cross paths. She hugs him tightly, sobbing, "Grandpa is gone." Next day, we see Grandpa's funeral. Shin arrives with flowers. Jingjan angrily tells him to leave, but Chaoyan stops him. "Please, not here. Not today. If he's come to pay respects, let him." Shin hugs her with fake sympathy, and Jingjan shoves him away. "Stay away from my wife." Chaoyan scolds Jingjan softly. "I told you not to fight today." Watching them, Shin smirks and walks away. Later, Jingjan finally gathers courage and tells her, "I should have told you earlier. I know it's too late, but I'm Mr. Chin's son. I didn't want you to hate me." Chaoyan, heartbroken, says, "You should have trusted me. Grandpa wouldn't have hated you, and neither do I. We know you didn't kill my parents, but you didn't trust us." She turns away, crying. "If you want a divorce, I'll give it to you." Jingjan collapses emotionally, begging forgiveness, but she walks away. Meanwhile, Shin kidnaps Jingjan's mother again, determined not to fail this time. Soon after, Jingjan takes over the company in Grandpa's place, fulfilling his promise. He takes care of Chaoyan quietly, though she still hasn't forgiven him. Uncle Shu later reveals shocking news. The CCTV footage from the day Grandpa went to the graveyard, it's missing, and the car that hit him belonged to Shin. Hearing this, Chaoyan is horrified. "So Shin killed Grandpa?" she gasps. Determined, she vows, "I'll gather evidence, and I won't spare him." She tells Jingjan everything, and together they plan to rescue his mother from Shin's house. Sneaking in late at night, they manage to free her, but Shin catches them. He threatens Jingjan. "Choose your wife or your mother." Jingjan chooses to save his mother. After that, Shin uses that to turn Chaoyan against him. But secretly, Chaoyan stays in Shin's house to find proof. This was part of his plan. During her search, she discovers her mother's old painting. Behind it, she finds a letter from Mr. Chin to his son. In it, he confessed, "It was your fault, but I took all the blame on myself." Reading this, Chaoyan realizes the horrifying truth. Shin and Mr. Chin were both behind her parents' murder. Shocked and trembling, she decides to confront him, but first wants to meet Jingjan at the office. In the next scene, she hugs him at the office, unaware someone is secretly recording them. When she returns home, Shin grabs her furiously. "So you think I wouldn't find out? You're still meeting Jingjan behind my back." He locks her in a room, but Wan sneaks in with drinks for the guards. They faint instantly. She frees Chaoyan, revealing she's secretly helping Jingjan. As they try to escape, Shin catches them, but Jingjan arrives just in time. They flee together and later retrieve the missing CCTV footage. The video shows everything. Shin was the one who caused Grandpa's death. Seeing the truth, Chaoyan breaks down. After that, Jingjan's mother's condition worsens. Before dying, she whispers a shocking truth. "My real son isn't Jingjan, it's Shin." Chaoyan is stunned. "What? Shin? Why would she lie while dying?" Determined to find out, Chaoyan begins her own investigation. She tracks down Jingjan's foster father, bribing him for hospital records, and discovers both babies were born the same day in the same hospital. Maybe the babies were switched. She decides not to tell Jingjan until she confirms it herself. Meanwhile, Jingjan has taken over Chin Group, buying most of the shares, making Shin furious. One night, Chaoyan plans to tell him everything, that the woman he thought was his mother wasn't, and that Mrs. Song was his real mom. She invites him to dinner at the same restaurant Shin often visited. While waiting, Jingjan notices an old photograph fall from the wall, of a woman he instantly recognizes. It's Mrs. Song, the same lady who once came to adopt him from the orphanage, promising, "I'll come back for you soon." He had waited for her outside that orphanage for days, but she never came. Now those long-forgotten memories flood back, and Jingjan's world begins to spin once again. On the other hand, Chaoyan rushes to the scene of an accident, only to find Shin he has kidnapped her. From abroad, he calls Jingjan, warning him, "If you want Chaoyan to stay alive, come to pick her up, and don't tell anyone." Chaoyan is furious at Shin. She shouts, "I thought you'd be different from your dad, but you're just like him. Don't misunderstand. I will never come back to you or like you. I only love Jingjan. No one else matters." Jingjan arrives at the place Shin was told. He also calls assistant Lindsay, giving him the address to arrive and help. Meanwhile, Chaoyan is in Shin's hands, who warns, "Don't harm her. You can only tell me what you want to say." Jingjan takes all of Shin's anger on himself. Shin mutters bitterly, "I wish Mr. Chin were my biological dad, that his blood ran in my veins. But no, he is Jingjan's father." This jealousy overwhelms him. Chaoyan, however, clears his misunderstanding. "No, you are the biological son of Mr. Chin. You are the son of the lady with whom Mr. Chin spent the night, later led to your adoption. He wanted to protect you from hardships and even have you manage his company one day. Jingjan truly belonged to the Song family. Jingjan has been through so much, and you should actually be thankful to him. He gave you a chance to be close to your real dad." Shin, overwhelmed by rage, "I'll destroy myself today." Just then, Jingjan arrives to stop him. Then, Jingjan's condition is critical. Police and an ambulance rush to the scene. Jingjan is hospitalized in critical condition, even going into a coma. Assistant Lindsay is heartbroken, unsure when Jingjan will wake. Mao tries to comfort him. Meanwhile, Mao and Lindsay's connection grows stronger day by day. After that, Wan visits the hospital. reassuring Chao Yan, "Don't worry. One day, Jing John will wake up right in front of you. He will never leave you alone." After speaking, she leaves. During Jing John's coma, Chao Yan takes over the company. She even increases bonuses for the employees, earning everyone's happiness and respect. By day, she manages the office. By night, she spends all her time at the hospital with Jing John, wishing for his recovery. Mao decides to return to Germany. Before leaving, Lindsay, who had been hiding her feelings, finally confesses and proposes to Mao. Mao is overjoyed and smiles. As Chao Yan visits her parents at the graveyard, she gets a call from the hospital. Jing John has regained consciousness. She runs immediately toward the hospital. A few days later, Jing John fully recovers. To celebrate Chao Yan, he buys an entire theater and dedicates it to her, saying, "The company responsibilities are mine. You've done so much already. Now just follow your dream." Chao Yan is extremely happy. Jing John then proposes to her again, thanking her for coming into his life. "I'm so lucky to have you." And with this, the drama ends.